Meanwhile, in Victoria, we're getting a real-time lesson in politics that the longer Labor governments last, the more radical and the more politically correct they become, as the Andrews government is showing us. And the longer they last, the bigger the bureaucracy gets, the more politicised the public service becomes and the more of our money they waste. But as Daniel Andrews and his ministers are finding, it's much easier to spend money than make a difference. Take Victoria's broken ambulance system. 8 years ago, in 2014, the Premier won government on the back of poor ambulance response times. Back then he said, and I quote, "Our ambulance system is broken and patients are dying because of it." Yet 8 years on, and despite supposedly hiring more than 2,000 new pandemics, response times for critical emergencies are worse, not better. In December 2014, 73% of critical Code 1 ambulance jobs across Victoria were attended within 15 minutes. Now it's only 64%. In 60 out of 79 local government areas, the Herald Sun reports response times are now worse than in 2014. And a recent review said that 33 Victorians had died because of ambulance delays. So much for the health system that Daniel Andrews has presided over for 12 of the past 16 years, either as Health Minister or Premier. But having failed to improve the services Victorians want, he's determined now to expand the ones they don't want, like injecting rooms, only not tell us about it yet again before the election. Reports today that former Police Commissioner Ken Lay has been told to wait until after the election to deliver his report on injecting rooms. Reports today say that the state government was unsatisfied with findings in Ken Lay's initial draft. It said the government had asked him to revisit the early report. That his initial report, it said, did not find an immediate need for a second injecting room in the city. Yet the constant talk in Melbourne is not just about a second injecting room for the Melbourne CBD, but heroin and ice injecting rooms in Footscray, Dandenong, St Kilda and more. Victorians deserve to know now exactly what kind of government they'll get should Daniel Andrews be returned next month. It's part of the reason why I'm working on a documentary that I hope in part to tell Victorians a little of what the Premier doesn't want them to know.